Hello, friends. I know it's been a while. Hopefully, my internet cooperates coming from my remote office. It is not my home office, and I see my connection is unstable. So I'm going to make this quick and short, I hope. And I am experimenting with my team, and we're going to do more of updates on, you know, less of updates on how CityClips is doing. We are chugging along, and more about what we want to highlight locally and starting doing clips and publishing clips about businesses, what's going on in town. And we love to get ideas from you guys. So we have been publishing newsletters now daily for CityClips, focusing on North Florida business and tech for almost 2 years now. It is crazy. We are, this is episode, if I have the right number correctly, this is probably episode 60. Oh my gosh, it's 60. Yeah, 68. So we are on episode 68, and I know I've published over 100 live episodes with different guests on different shows. If you've been following me, you know that I've done entrepreneurs and highlight entrepreneurs in the Tallahassee area with fellow friends, fellow business owners, called JHC and Friends. And then I also have episodes as I stumble along amazing Filipino entrepreneurs with Filipino Hustle Fridays. So thanks for following me on this journey. Again, CityClips is focused on North Florida and business and tech. And the topic for today is all about boosting engagement. So like I said, it's been 2 years now, and we haven't primarily focused on doing anything with social media to lead, generate leads or generate emails, signups, because we've been focused on how does our process look like, how does our content creation and curation look like, and we've proven that we can maintain this in the long term. So now it's all about email growth. Ali and I have recently caught up. He had to move, and so we're going to try a few more things the next couple of months and see how that goes. And in the meantime, let's talk about boosting engagement. Why did I pick this as a topic? We have a bunch of items that I want to include so that we can educate anybody who's interested about boosting any engagement for the social media. Maybe it's re-engaging with your community. Maybe it's re-engaging with current customers. So you literally can do all kinds of different things. You can boost engagement on social media by bumping up your ads and your budget for your ads, or you can start re-engaging by starting an event, launching an event. I recently was invited to join the board of Domi, and we are going to start. We recently had a Domi retreat, and it was amazing. And so I'm really excited about some of the things that we're going to do this coming year, and we're going to announce those things once we've solidified the details. So some of the ideas that several of us were excited about is related to re-engaging with community and boosting engagement, whether it's online or in person. So for me, with CityClips, one of the things we do on an organic basis is how do I interact with the community? And these lives are one of the ways we do it. We actually bring on guests and we highlight their businesses, we highlight their leadership, we highlight what's going on in and what they're doing in North Florida. So that's that. And because my internet is unstable and I have no idea, I learned later on that it might look normal to me, but the recording might not look normal. So I don't want to drag this on too much. And I wanted to highlight some of the things that we stumbled on that was really cool. When, after a couple of years of doing this, we learned a lot. We contained a lot of data. We've observed really neat things about what people are interested in. And then we also, my curiosity related to comparing our city to other metro areas. Also, we looked at some data related to stats that's already published out there. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Okay, so one of the things that we did recently, which I will repurpose this live into a video clip. There's an idea for you. How do you boost engagement? Do a lot of short form content. We are going to, after we edit this video, we're going to get a short form clip of this part. And this is all about comparing the data of Tallahassee versus the other markets. Let me zoom in for you so that you can see better. So we wanted to look at, the region, metro area population, and how it compares to some of these other markets. And I wanted to also show the land and water square mileage, population growth, low income housing, how it compares. Obviously, I did not refine this to be like a super designy chart, but it's okay. We wanted to focus on the data, and we found that it's really cool. Like, you can compare Tallahassee to San Francisco. Tallahassee in 2020 was at the population of 384,000 plus, and now at 2023, it's almost getting to 400,000. And this is the region area, the Tallahassee metro area. San Francisco was at 870,000 in 2020, and now is at somehow down now. 2023, I'm looking at this, they lost 70,000 people. And there's all kinds of problems there. There's a reason why. 2023, they decreased in their population. It's really, it's crazy to know this, but Tallahassee's square mileage, including water, is 103 miles. 103 square miles. And San Francisco is 46 square miles. And put that into perspective, and I think I heard this recently on a podcast, that there may be 1 in 10 billionaires, or just within a small, you can even, I wonder what that is per capita, for San Francisco. And then in Tallahassee, I think there's only a handful of billionaires in town, or at least affiliated, associated with Tallahassee. So really neat to see, right? Population growth 2020 to 23. Yeah, okay. So my team, thank you. They're awesome. They helped me show the comparison in numbers. So Tallahassee bumped up 13,000, and then San Francisco decreased 61,000. Then you can kind of see, like, I wanted to see how it compared to Atlanta. Like, you can just look at, looks like Atlanta's growing. It's really not that big of a, it's pretty amazing to see. I need to change this because that's not the latest number. But that must have been when I first entered in the data from what it is before, but it looks like somebody updated it. So it should be at 392. Really cool. I love tables. I'm a sucker for tables and just seeing the comparisons. But look, I even pulled Greensboro. They caught my eye recently. They're not really different in size. They're doing great things in that community to get people to come back. They're called Boomerang. It's almost like Boomerang Tallahassee residents, but same thing. They've actually had a recent successful and awarded campaign of how they were able to get people to come back and move to Greensboro. So Tallahassee and Gainesville, it's really fascinating to see how much a little bigger than Gainesville it is. And then it's, yeah, even in land, even in population growth. Let's see, a lot of these categories we just pulled up. I think I just asked my team to Google, like, hey, what's the general or average household cost? And then so they pulled in the mortgage cost. It looks like it's a similar for Gainesville. And then I know I'm jumping around, but hey, if you guys want this, you need to be subscribed to CityClips because I'm happy to send this over to you. We're going to share this in a visual form. It's on my wish list to create an infographic on this, but yeah, this is just something that I wanted to see visually. I'm more of a visual person. So if this is something that'll help you to decide, and just how pretty much my whole goal is to highlight the positive aspects of Tallahassee, how you save so much money living in this town, in this area. And I think, yeah, I even asked my team, see, we compared Tampa. We're really not that far off. I think Tampa's numbers bumped up. Let me go see. Yeah, 403. Okay, I need to change this now. Austin too. I wanted to compare what Austin looked like. Austin's increased drastically. I know that place is blowing up. It's way bigger, but it's also more crowded. Oh yeah, price per gallon, current prices, comparable. Average household income, it's a big change. Let's see. Okay, here, going back to San Francisco, because that's where I was. This has to be, yeah. So $2.99, $4.99 price per gallon. Household income. This is what it is. I need to check what 2024 is, but looking at young professionals, and then this is the average household income. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, that doesn't include probably the homeless demographic too, because I wonder what it's like, how many homeless people population-wise in San Francisco compared to Tallahassee. That would be interesting to know. And then I asked my team nearby cities, like what are some really cool sightseeing areas, and then the driving distance from this. Like we'll need to finish this data right here, but I listed out a bunch of things that I remember from the top of my mind and like how far everything is. I listed some tech related communities as well. So just kind of hopefully getting some more insight on like how valuable the Tallahassee metro market is. So for anyone who's browsing and considering North Florida area, there's a lot of land. Yeah, and a lot of cool things about Tallahassee and North Florida. So that's your clip for that. For my team to save that clip on Tallahassee versus nearby metro areas. There's your thumbnail right there. And then the other thing, going back to, okay, so my daughter is getting ready to, she's already applying for college. She did early submission, early enrollment. So I was curious to see, like, to help her decide, maybe you can also do something visual like this. Like this will really help you come up with a conclusion faster, and versus it floating in your head, like vaguely remembering what the strengths are. So I found this website called College Simply, and I wanted to compare UF, Georgia Tech, FSU, Boston University. She had applied to all of these colleges, and she did already hear back from FSU. She got accepted to FSU, but her dream is to go to Boston. So just out of curiosity, I wanted to, and she's waiting on UF because when they announce it, they'll find out. The regular enrollment finds out later on. Okay, back to this. So here's a table format. I love how they give you an overview. It's super clean layout, just super easy. Then you can kind of see, category of the city. I don't know if you can kind of see this. Let me zoom in a little bit more. And then the type of school, national ranking, UF is 78th. That's pretty good. Number 1 in Florida. Georgia Tech is 139. That's pretty amazing. I would think Georgia Tech is higher than UF, but good to know. FSU is number, I believe, second public university in the state, but 199th in the country. According to Niche, not so much. And US News Report also above, I think in the top 50 public schools. I can't remember the number, but, and then 79th for Boston University. So UF and Boston University looks like the rankings are neck and neck. Now cost. This is big. So looking at UF and FSU, look at that. Georgia Tech. Oof, out of there. This is out of state. Look at Boston University. I try to remind her, look at the big jump, you know? Sometimes I just wonder why, like, these kids make it a big deal to go to these colleges. I know there's a brand attraction there. Maybe they did a great marketing campaign towards Gen Z because everybody is raving about Boston University for some reason. Little do they know how expensive it is. And I think I looked it up on cost of living and stuff. It's probably going to cost annually to live in Boston and pay for tuition and stuff, probably $80K. And I told my daughter she needs to apply for scholarships and hopefully secure at least $50K. Anyways, okay, then it includes room and board. There you go. Average grant aid. This is crazy. Look at that. I love how they included the average grant aid. Again, this is UF. This is Georgia Tech. This is FSU. This is Boston University. This one has my attention. At least their aid is a little higher. Well, a lot higher. Receiving grant aid, 92%. Interesting. 48%. Boo. That's really good for UF. Fingers crossed. We hope she makes it to UF, but we'll see. 89%. That's nice for FSU. Okay. Admissions. Wow, look at that number. UF is up there, 64,000. Georgia Tech got 50,000, 78,000 for FSU. Boston University is 80,000. Yeah. And acceptance rate, 23%. Georgia Tech is lower, 25% for FSU. That's pretty good. And BU is definitely lower, lowest among the four. So it's really neat to see, like, they have typical school grades of who they accept, high school GPA, and then exceptional, elite, very high admission standards. Cool. I love how they have a nice description for that. And then, yeah, we all know this. This is very high. Applicant competition. ACT range. Neat. This is neat to see what their criteria typically looks like. SAT range. Yeah, she landed in these ranges. That's why she was able to apply. And then application deadline. Yeah, she had submitted early for UF, and I know some kids heard, and she's waiting for the next follow-up announcement because she got deferred, which thankfully at least it's not a no. And then March 1st, FSU is later, January 4th. So this is when she, wait a second. Oh, January 4th. Huh. That's probably for the early application. She's going to find out later when. Oh, okay. This because she submitted the application deadline. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, she had it. Then, cool. They even measure the outcomes, which is nice. 84%. That's great for UF. 79. FSU down. Interesting. BU 85%. That's really good. Median earnings after 10 years. Huh. That's a cool data right there. So I guess it depends on where they go, but good to know. Florida State is 51. Man, wonder what that it indicates, I think it has a lot to do with the majors that come out of the colleges and average income for people who get a job after that. What in the world? I can't go to the left. I have to zoom out. Going back. Okay. Oh, and then the diversity side. Looks like overall, yeah, diversity is going to be high for these different colleges. But absolutely love the detail in this. And this is free. I didn't have to pay anything. They thought of everything that people can. Oh yeah, some colleges require freshman dorms, and then they have meal plans. Huh, interesting. Daycare facility, love that. Wow, they really go out of their way. Students. Now, what is this? Oh, coming from in-state. Yeah, 80%. Georgia Tech, 56%. Florida State, 85%. Yeah, they do have a lot of incentives for people who stay in-state, and not only is in-state tuition really, really good, but they also have scholarships like Bright Futures, things like that. I'm not sure exactly how long Bright Futures will continue to offer, but thankfully my daughter got approved for Bright Futures, and looks like, wow, 15% only. 35, 14. I heard Texas is also relatively low. So Boston is more out of state. Interesting. Yeah, must be competitive over there. And then I love how they have, looks like they lost a little bit of website. Let me see. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so this is an embedded window. But yeah, so they, excuse the music background, that is something from my focus blocks. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and leave the audio for that. Then they have a nice little summary right here. Really cool. Love it. Super helpful. Florida versus Georgia Tech, Florida versus Georgia Tech, Florida. Comparable facts. I guess, is this just only for UF though? Because they don't have anything else. This is just Florida in general. Maybe this, oh yeah, this is UF. UF is larger than Georgia Tech based on total student enrollment. 55,211 students versus 45,000. Yeah, I mean, my husband went to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is kind of like the MIT of the Southeast. That's what I hear. And so it's up there. But yeah, no, my daughter is looking at engineering and tech related fields. We know that software engineering is super competitive. So she's not looking to do something related to coding or programming or anything like that. But hopefully with her just, strong analytical skills, logical skills, and just the ability to learn fast and everything, she'll be able to get to a really great college. And there's a great supportive Christian community. So hopefully we fingers crossed, she gets into a school that she's happy with, and we will, yeah, I mentioned College Simply, but I forgot. This is also another great source, Niche College Compare Tool. I did mention Niche earlier. They've been doing some rankings for colleges, and this is also another way to break it down in a small table. And I was really happy because I kept Googling like this versus that school, just doing a regular comparison research on my own, but I'm glad I didn't have to manually put this together. And I know AI tools out there can do this for you, but it's nice when the website actually provides that already as a visual tool to help you decide if it's the right fit for your kids and for your kid, your senior, to also decide on their own. So, okay, guys, I hope that helps. I only highlighted FSU and UF among Florida and North Florida universities. Hey, I mean, those are top ranking, high ranking colleges in the North Florida. I know there's a lot of activity and economic growth in Central Florida and South Florida, and a lot of tech related companies are housing there locating there. But if I were you, if I were a tech company, I would be like seriously considering North Florida and placing your headquarters there. It's a no-brainer. There's so much talent coming out of these schools, FSU and UF, including UCF and everything else, and even Georgia Tech. It's really not that far from these nearby tech hubs. So cost of living is great. Expenses are relatively low, even though rates are high. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you had some insight on what we talked about today, and hopefully these clips that we produce will boost engagement for our channels. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. We will update you guys soon. When we have our next guest, we have some guests lined up in the next few weeks, and excited to talk about all things related to North Florida business and tech. See you guys later.